Hey guys, Keys here, back with another Veracity video. So Veracity did get the bounce off of the bottom of the parallel channel that has just been holding since the beginning of this coin. And I mean, it's mainly because, Bitcoin's actually doing so good right now, and the S&P 500, I talked about that in my Bitcoin video, but Bitcoin's doing really well, and the only way that we were going to break this trend line, in my opinion, and I said this last time, was if Bitcoin was going to, do pretty bad and like tank back down into like the low 40s back into the 30s. But Bitcoin's not doing that. It's actually at around 50K right now. It's at 49.97. So just under 50K. We did wick up to like 50.3, I think. But, um, you know, with Bitcoin being really strong and with the S&P being really strong, these altcoins are starting to move again. Um, and so, yeah, it's nice to see that we did get the bounce off the parallel channel. And so I do think that there is a good chance we can come back up into this symmetrical triangle that we have. But right now, I still think that it could be resistance if we do get up here, which is at 0.0083. So it's still like a decent move from where we are now. Actually, it's still another like 23% to even get up there. So I think if we do get up there, at least like, I think we will find some resistance up here if we do. If Bitcoin's gonna be really, really strong and like the altcoin market's about to like actually like pop off again for like a little bit of time, I think that there is actually a chance we can just break out of the symmetrical triangle early. I think last time we were talking about it, we were saying, maybe we just bounce in it until after the halving, and then when the POV marker tokens move and everything like that, and like everything's pretty bullish again, then maybe we can break out. Which would actually take us, time wise, like right at the end of this symmetrical triangle. But I do think that if Bitcoin is going to be strong and all markets are going to pop off, like I don't see any reason why we can't just break out of it early. These patterns typically don't, make it all the way to the climax before they do anything. I think most patterns I've seen actually don't make it all the way. So nothing wrong with breaking out of it early if we're going to get it. I don't know if we're going to get it yet for sure, but it's looking pretty good right now, at least like for the next few months. At least with that, I think it's going to be for the next, few months maybe. Um, at least like the next few weeks, like the short term, like I think we could see a huge pump in like all coins because they still haven't really moved yet. So it's looking pretty good. I want to talk about a couple of indicators. The bull market support band, firstly, I think is pretty important for any coin really, but you can actually see we're above it again now. We got above it 2 days ago, and we actually held it yesterday when we were kind of getting a sell off. But we actually bounced off of it right now, and I think it's always good to be on whichever coin you're talking about, but it's always good to be above your bull market support band on any coin. So it's nice to see that we're above it again. The thing is, though, like, we do get above it, but we haven't really been able to, like, really, really get above it. And what I mean by that is, like, the extension from the bull market support band to where we are. So, for example, like, right here, from the bull market support band, we were about 116% above it, right? And then like right here, we were about 66% above it, so way less. And right now, like we're just at it. So for like context, if we did get like 116% above the bull market support band, that would put us at around over 1 cent, 1.4 cents. So that's what I mean by the extension from the bull market support band. We're not, we're just at it now, so it's too early to really say anything, but we are above it again, and being above it is always a good thing. So above it there, and I also want to talk about the Ichimoku because we finally hit it. Like we finally are hitting this red cloud, which red cloud isn't good. You kind of want a green cloud, but every coin has this massive red cloud. For example, Bitcoin right now is way above it, right? Because it's Bitcoin, but even Bitcoin had a massive cloud, and we finally took us a while, but we're actually way above it now. So nothing wrong with Veracity lagging because that's typically how it's gonna go with these coins. Bitcoin's always gonna be the first one to do anything. So we're finally in it. Um, I think that we can start pushing into it now. Like I said, maybe we even come up a little bit into it to like 0.008, and then maybe we come down. But we'd actually still be in it if we did something like this, right? And then we can maybe get a charge up. Or if we just break out early, that'd be nice too. But we are finally hitting the cloud. And we'll just see where it goes. But this is pretty big resistance. That's basically what the cloud is telling you, is that we do have a lot of resistance overhead. So it's not going to be easy. But if the altcoin market is going to explode, then I think that Veracity will also explode as well. So we'll just have to see. But yeah, that's Veracity. Let's talk about it on the Bitcoin pair real quick because we always have to take a look at the Bitcoin pair. And I actually drew this falling wedge um, that I saw like a few days ago. I don't know for sure if this is going to play out anything, but it kind of does look like maybe we have some sort of falling wedge. And falling wedges do typically break up, so that's a pretty good thing. But you can actually see right now, this is the weekly candles. We're actually finding resistance still. Like, look how many times we've wicked actually. Like, we wicked to where we are right now, like 3 or 4 times, and we kept getting rejected. So it's not like confirmed. I don't think like we could still get pushed down, um, and I guess it'd still be okay. Maybe with this falling wedge, if we did get pushed down, then maybe we can hold the bottom of it. But we're actually finding a lot of resistance right here, where at one point it was like the bottom, right? Like basically the beginning of 2023, this area was the bottom, and like now we're at the beginning of 2024, and it's kind of being this area is now resistance instead of support, which is typically what happens when lose support. It's going to turn to resistance. But so far the Bitcoin pair is just being really difficult, mainly because Bitcoin is just being so strong. But it's kind of funny because we kind of need Bitcoin to be really strong for Veracity to do well. But then on the Bitcoin pair, it's just not really going to move, right? Because Bitcoin's also going to be doing pretty good. So I don't think it's anything too terrible yet. I think there is a chance that we can actually start pushing back into this resistance. But maybe if we do come up to the top of this falling wedge, then it might be resistance now. And then maybe we get rejected. But if we do come up here and get rejected, then I would actually expect this area to turn back into support. So I don't really think we would come back down all the way. I think we would just bounce. We basically just fall a little bit and then maybe get another push up. But the Bitcoin pair doesn't look too bad still, because we haven't like fallen any lower than when we fell out of it, and we're kind of just hovering sideways. And I think the hovering sideways is a good sign. If Veracity did, if it was gonna like honestly like die and like kind of like fall down, I think it would have already done so. So the fact that we're still here, I think is pretty good. Consolidating down here, in my opinion, there's nothing wrong with this. And then we can maybe get a push up. So I don't know for sure how it's gonna play out, but honestly, right now, at least the current candle, there's still 6 days and 6 hours left on this weekly candle. But like, if this did hold something like this, it would actually to me kind of look like we might be pushing back up again. So yeah, guys, that's just an update on Veracity. It's doing pretty well. It's up 10.9% right now on the day. Bitcoin's doing really well too, though. So that's the main reason. So is the S&P. But yeah, maybe we get this like mini altcoin season again if Bitcoin is gonna be able to sustain high for. I think in the 50s really we're gonna have to sustain for it to happen. But who knows? We might actually get it. So that's just an update. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.